everybody, this is John from DroidDog.com, and this is another one of my questions and requests videos on Sony Ericsson's X10. I think I have plenty of questions and requests to keep me busy until I send the phone back, so you don't really have to give me any more. But a lot of you have written me asking for more information on the screen and more keyboard demonstrations and comparisons. And I will get to that stuff before I return the phone, but I wanted to cover some other things first. Alright, let's get to it. The top 3 questions that I've received over the past week are: when will this phone be released in the US? What carrier will it be on in the US? And how much is it going to cost? And I can't really give you definitive answers on any of that. I can tell you that T-Mobile UK subsidized the phone entirely on about, I think, a $50 a month plan, which is reasonable. So that's kind of promising, I suppose. However, and this doesn't mean that there aren't other versions out there, this phone works only on Edge for T-Mobile and uses AT&T's 3G. However, this is what they've been calling a global version of the phone. So we could see something else here in the States. Also, last November, AT&T and Sony Style announced a sort of partnership selling phones through the Sony store, or Sony Style stores. So it's possible that we could see these turning up there. And while I don't have a particular date to give you for the release here in the States, it has been confirmed for the second quarter of this year. A lot of people have been asking me about when Android 2.1 would come to the X10. Initially, Sony Ericsson said that it would happen in the second half of 2010. However, that may have changed because in response to a lot of reviews that are out there right now that are pretty critical of the sensitivity issues with this touchscreen and the non-responsiveness of the software, especially in the keyboard, in response to those reviews, Sony Ericsson has said, we just want to remind everybody that those review units that everybody has is running pre-release software, and that a much improved version would be installed on the phone before release. A lot of people are thinking that means Android 2.1. It has not been confirmed. That's just kind of a rumor, a buzz that's going around. Some of you might have seen that Gizmodo decided not to review the phone until the new software was released. So there's a good possibility that they're going to review a very different phone than I'm looking at right here. Next question, and I seem to get this with every phone that has its own custom UI on it. Can you replace Sony Ericsson's home screen with your own? Get my option of what I want to select. So there's DX top. Take a moment to load. As you can see, I can replace that. And I could always just use the I was going to say the default Android, but that doesn't show there. Let's select Timescape. Okay, so that was nothing actually. I just, for some reason, I thought I was finding something different than what you see if you go into the Timescape settings and select to set as home, because I replaced the home, the default home with a DX top, and I saw Timescape there, and I didn't realize it was just the same thing. So, and also related to this question is, can you change the theme, the coloring, the blue? When you first get the phone, you also have blue wallpaper, so it's all blue everywhere. No, you can't, but I mean, I think that's one of the key selling points of this phone is that whole environment, that electric blue. It really is beautiful. Another question I've been getting quite a bit is whether or not the X10 has a front-facing camera, and although a few sites have been reporting that it does have one, it does not. I think what people are probably seeing up there is the LED on this side of the speaker and the light sensor up here that allows the screen to automatically dim. I think I have that feature turned off. But anyway, it's interesting that more than a couple of people contacted me asking if it came with the Knocking Live app pre-installed, and I don't know where that came from. If there's like a rumor out there that's going to ship with it, I don't know. But I did install it. It did not come with it, but I got it from the market, and I'm going to call myself here. Alright, so now we have a one-way video call established between the X10 and the N1. The X10 is sending to the N1, as you can see there. So yeah, Knocking Live works fine. I'm not really sure where that one was going, so maybe there's something going on that I'm not aware of yet. One area of confusion that people wanted me to touch on was whether this screen is capacitive or resistive. and it is capacitive. Everything I've read says it's capacitive. There are times when it feels resistive because it's not quite as sensitive or responsive as, say, the Nexus 1 or the iPhone, but the specs say capacitive. So as you can see, a resistive screen works with a stylus or, a piece of plastic, whatever. This one does not. It requires the, what is it, like an electronic interruption that your skin causes. Okay, so you guys wanted to see a more fair comparison between typing on the X10 and on the Nexus 1, and a lot of people requested that I use my favorite keyboard on both, which is the HTC IME, which is the keyboard from Sense. So I'm running Motoco's Alpha 19 Desire ROM, and that uses version 18 of the hacked HTC Sense keyboard. And on the X10 I'm using version 19. This is actually a newer version. There is a little bit of difference between the two, but that's as close as I could get in the time I had to put this video together. So I'll try to type at the similar speed, same pressure, and the same sentence, and you guys can judge from there. So okay. This is a test of the Ericsson Sense keyboard on the X10P. I'm not sure how Ericsson got in there. Alright, let's do the same test on the Nexus 1. Okay. And I guess if I had been able to tap just X10 in this dictionary, it just popped up with X10P. I wanted to know if I wanted to add that. But so you can excuse that last typo there. This is a test of the HTC Sense keyboard on the Nexus 1. So I got it perfect on the Nexus 1. I am more used to that phone. Alright, let's try it one more time on the X10. So it's still not quite right. So, I have to go with the Nexus on this one, but Sony Ericsson has told us that this is pre-release software and we will see improvements in the screen sensitivity. A lot of people wanted to see me just kind of moving around through Timescape, see how quickly it responded, how long does it take for these plates to load up with information. I'm connected via Wi-Fi right now. This will kind of eliminate data issues and just show you what it's like loading in terms of the software. So as you can see, it's pretty quick. You saw, like in my first video, where it took a while for my Twitter updates to load and stuff. First of all, I think in that first video I wasn't on Wi-Fi. Secondly, once you have it loaded, like let's say the first time you boot your phone and it catches up, then it's fine. You can see the data is there immediately. It's even on there. Like for instance, let's scroll back to the camera. You'll notice that the images are already loaded in the little plates. I'm not sure what I should call those things. When they start to spin onto the screen, so watch the left side of the screen. See, it's already in there. So, yeah, there isn't any delay. However, just navigating around, you probably saw that was a little bit choppy. Second time I do it, it's not. And I guess that's kind of the case all throughout Timescape, is once something has loaded once, it's fine. But, the first time you do anything, it seems to be choppy. I might be wrong there. That's not that bad when you consider how much information is going in there. Just that it takes a minute to load, or sometimes it gets a little bit jittery. But yeah, maybe you shouldn't notice it so much on the app drawer and stuff. So, see, and a lot of these problems that are plaguing the X10 are all based on this whole responsiveness and sensitivity of the screen, which could be resolved before this thing hits America. Okay guys, I know I didn't get very many squeezed in there. I gotta be quicker in these videos, but I am going to do my best to cover all of the major questions, meaning the ones that get asked more than once, before I have to return this phone. Thanks for watching everybody. Stay tuned to droiddog.com. Take care.